We all know that NBA players are paid handsome amounts for playing the sport they love. With millions of dollars going into their accounts, it isn't a surprise that a lot of them choose luxury. Although it is up to them how they choose to spend their money, some of them purchased outrageous items for expensive amounts. Watch on as we delve into the items they acquire. First in this video is Joe Johnson's insane sneakers collection. Former Phoenix Sun, Atlanta Hawk, and Boston Celtics guard Joe Johnson is considered one of the most overpaid players in the NBA. Maybe this is why he has a crazy collection of sneakers in his closet. You may think sneakers shouldn't be a big deal for professional athletes when they aren't models. However, lots of big names in the NBA have pretty sneaker collections, and one of them is Joe Johnson. A magazine in 2012 ran a feature titled Joe Johnson and the Best Sneaker Collection in the NBA. Even his 1,000+ sneakers seem to be living pretty much better than you. How? The temperature-controlled closet has a fingerprint security device, mirrored ceilings, a bed, a television, and a basketball hoop. It is large enough to fit 6 or 7 friends comfortably, where they all can chill for a time. He even said he loved the cold so much that he used to take naps in it. Another one is Shaquille O'Neal, who spent $70,000 on a shopping spree at Walmart.
I have the highest purchase in Walmart history. The CEO will confirm that. I spent about $70,000 at Walmart in one night. I spent so much, American Express thought my credit card was stolen.
O'Neal admits that he did that out of necessity, but to us, it is excessive spending. After he was traded from Miami to Phoenix, O'Neal was left without a place to call home in Phoenix, so he approached the owner of a penthouse property that had 5 bedrooms to use as his temporary abode in Phoenix for the time being. He paid up 1 year's rent so he wouldn't have to stay in a hotel. After he had rented this house, there was nothing in it, not even beds. So he went to Walmart intending to make the place home. He started with multiple televisions, inflatable beds, and so on. He practically bought all the stores, spending $70,000 at the budget shopping outlet. Being one of the richest personalities in the NBA with a net worth of $250 million, Shaquille O'Neal, popularly known as Big Diesel, also throws down a whopping amount to customize luxury items. O'Neal is well known as a Superman enthusiast, so he set himself the task of Superman customization. He customized a bed that alone is rumored to have cost $15,000, an SUV that cost around $45,000, and other items. All these customizations aren't the big deal. The real insanity is that all these customizations have given him the impression that he is Superman. Also, LeBron James spent $2.2 million on an $845,000 Porsche Spyder. Back in 2020, the world was suffering a lot from the COVID-19 pandemic. Several tragedies occurred and people lost their lives, jobs, or homes. However, it isn't the same for LeBron James and his Los Angeles Lakers then. It was the best year of the decade for them because going into the NBA, they were the favorites to win, and they did just that with LeBron leading the way. The Lakers took down Jimmy Butler and his short-staffed Heat in 6 games. After winning the title, LeBron wasn't as happy as he used to be. He is synonymous with lavish celebrations, which were cut off due to the global pandemic. He couldn't even have a parade to celebrate his victory. Instead of sitting down and doing nothing, LeBron went and made a stupidly expensive purchase. He spent $2.2 million on a Porsche 918 Spyder because he couldn't celebrate his win. The car is one of the fastest in the world, faster than a Lamborghini, a McLaren, or a Bugatti. However, car production was stopped after the existing models were sold, which was before LeBron wanted it. To get one, LeBron had to convince someone who had one to sell it to him. Normally, from the showroom, this car would cost $845,000. However, because of the limited quantity, LeBron spent almost triple the amount, shelling out a whopping $2.2 million to get his Spyder. The same year, King James got himself a new castle. The Lakers star just bought a Mediterranean-style compound in the Beverly Hills area for $36.75 million. The property, spanning 2.5 acres, was sold by the estate of Lee Phillip Bell. The massive deal marks an eastward move for James, who also owns a pair of homes in Brentwood, which he bought for $21 million. A series of structures and amenities fill out the secluded grounds, including a Mediterranean-style home, a screening room, 2 guest houses, a swimming pool, a tennis court, and a pool house. The primary residence spans 9,100 square feet with 2-bedroom suites and 7 fireplaces. The dining room is brightened with a fountain and beam ceilings on top. This house is worth $36 million. Next is Gilbert Arenas, a former NBA player who had an incredibly successful career on the court. This success translated equally to more success in his bank account. Arenas earned over $160 million from his 12 years in the NBA. But despite this wealth, no athlete ever had unlimited money to spend. Still, they think they do. Arenas is one of them. He spent money as if it grew on trees. He's known for purchasing a $3.5 million mansion in Virginia and filling it with the most extravagant features you can imagine. The most impressive was an outdoor pool area he made with $100,000. This pool contains a full grotto, hot tub, bar, and water slide. However, he wasn't satisfied with just a $3.5 million mansion or a $100,000 pool area, so he installed a functional shark tank with multiple live sharks for his house. The tank was ridiculously expensive to take care of, in addition to spending $5,000 every month to feed his pet sharks, and another $1,500 monthly for someone to take care of them. After all, he was still playing basketball then, so he didn't have time. Now add up the amount spent on food with the shark assistant money for a year, and Arenas was paying $78,000 each year for his pet sharks. Arenas put the house on the market in July 2012 for $3.5 million, but it's unclear if the Sharks are still alive. Like most of his peers, legendary basketball player Tracy McGrady invested in a private jet because of his fear and anxiety of flying commercial. He was so traumatized after the September 11, 2001 incident when he heard the news of planes being hijacked and the tragedies that followed, with 2,977 people being killed. He knew how often he had to travel from city to city, so no matter what he was doing, he couldn't take his mind off airborne attacks. He was so traumatized by the incident that he never rode on a commercial flight until he had to go to Puerto Rico with Team USA. A private jet is something he could afford, so why not? T-Mac, as he is popularly known, reportedly earned over $160 million in salaries in his playing days. Thus, he indulged himself in some luxury and bought a private jet for $19 million. It seems McGrady put a lot of thought into the jet he wanted, and he said it was one of the best rides ever. He even numbered his Falcon 200 with the area code where he came from, and also had T-Mac on the plate. He added that he loved the way he had the same pilots, whom he rotated, and a couple of stewardesses who knew what he liked. So whenever he got on the plane, everything was lined up for him. Aside from the leisure and pleasure, McGrady admitted that he used his jet instead of riding with his teammates on the team plane due to his phobia. But how nice it must be to be rich, famous, and own a $19 million jet. However, all of these players can't be matched with the legendary Michael Jordan in his expensive purchases. For a billionaire like Jordan, it is always interesting to hear how he spends his money, and we will let you know in a jiffy. He bought the Charlotte Hornets basketball franchise in 2010 for $175 million. Now, the value of this franchise has risen to over $1.5 billion. Back then, when the Hornets were still in rebuilding mode after losing season after season, Jordan was made fun of among his peers. Some even said that the Hornets would just hurt his legacy. Now things are better with Jordan still in control of the team. Apart from investing, Jordan also enjoyed his fair share of luxury. One of them is the purchase he made of an $80 million super yacht. The yacht, named Joy, features a basketball court and is large enough to hold parties. NBA players bought a lot of crazy expensive things, but they deserved it. Someone like Michael Jordan or LeBron James worked hard for their fame and riches and, in turn, have anything they could want in life. What do you make of this video? Let us know in the comments section. Bye.